Hidden in plain sight, a young artist battled crippling fear, his art locked away from the world. In the alleyway canvas, witness Caleb's struggle with self-expression and the anxiety that binds him. Can a single act of kindness unlock his potential? Discover how to create alongside your fears and find the courage to share your unique voice. In the heart of a bustling city, where neon lights danced and traffic roared, lay a dark, grimy alleyway. This alleyway was Caleb's secret world, a young artist with a powerful gift and a paralyzing fear. By day, Caleb was invisible, but at night, his art bloomed on forgotten walls. Caleb's soul poured out in broad strokes of paint, each mural a story, a dream, a piece of his heart. Yet, no one ever saw his work. His deepest fear shadowed every brush stroke, the fear of judgment. His sketchbook, filled with brilliant ideas and daring designs, stayed zipped safely away in the bottom of his bag, locked from the world, like a treasure chest he dared not open. One night, Caleb stumbled upon a large blank wall on a busy side street. The wall was dull and grey, a flat canvas waiting to burst into life. Caleb's chest tightened. "They'll hate it," a voice hissed loudly inside. "They'll laugh at your lines, your colours, your ideas. You're not good enough." He stood frozen on the sidewalk, eyes locked on the blank wall, heart pounding in fierce battle with fear. That evening, Caleb found himself sitting on a worn wooden bench in the park, nervously sketching in his book. His pencil moved hesitantly, hesitant as though it could sense his fear. "Wow," a little girl said, no filter and no agenda, holding up a finger to stop him. She looked at the sketchbook and grinned brightly. "That's a rainbow tiger!" Caleb blinked, unsure how to respond. The girl's eyes sparkled with genuine wonder, free of judgment or disbelief. She smiled again, and without waiting for an answer, skipped away, her laughter light and careless. In that moment, Caleb felt a tender warmth unfurl inside him, like the first rays of dawn after a long night. It was a small moment, a tiny ripple in the vast ocean of his fear, but it changed everything. Here was someone who saw his creation and accepted it simply and beautifully. That night, Caleb's heart hammered against his ribs as he approached the community wall. The city was cloaked in shadows and the moonlight silvered the buildings around him. His palms were sweaty, his breath shallow, but a spark had been lit. He didn't aim for perfection. He didn't try to calm the storm of fear inside. Instead, with trembling fingers, he picked up his brushes and began to paint. Each stroke was raw and urgent. Colours collided and blended in a chaotic harmony. Shapes emerged, half-formed but alive with feeling. Caleb poured himself into his mural, painting not to impress or to please, but simply to express. As the first light of dawn crept over the rooftops, Caleb stepped back. The mural was far from finished, scattered with rough lines and smudges, but vibrant and alive. His heart still pounded fiercely, but now that beating was mixed with something new, a thrilling pulse of connection. With a final glance, he slipped away into the morning streets, leaving his half-finished story on the wall for the world to see. Across the street, he watched silently as the morning crowd began their day. Most passed by without a second glance, but one woman stopped, smiled, and lifted her phone to take a picture. Caleb's breath hitched. The fear hadn't disappeared. It was still there, a shadow at his shoulder. But now, it walked hand in hand with hope. Today, he'd learned a truth more powerful than his fear. He didn't have to wait for the anxiety to vanish before sharing his art. He only needed the courage to create alongside it. From that day forward, Caleb's hidden world grew brighter. Every stroke, every colour, every imperfect line was a step towards the life he dreamed of. A life where fear was no longer a cage, but a companion on his journey of self-expression and growth. And, as the city awoke around him, Caleb smiled quietly, knowing this was only the beginning. As days turned into weeks, Caleb's mural on the community wall evolved, transforming into a kaleidoscope of colours and stories. Each day, he added something new, a little flourish, a hidden detail. People began to visit the wall, drawn by its beauty and the stories it told. Some left flowers, others notes of appreciation. The wall became a meeting place, a space for connection and inspiration. One afternoon, a local art gallery owner stopped by the wall. He was captivated by Caleb's talent and the raw emotion in his work. He approached Caleb with an offer, a chance to showcase his art in a real gallery. Fear threatened to paralyze Caleb once again. The thought of his art being judged by critics and strangers terrified him. But this time, he remembered the little girl's innocent wonder and the community's support. He took a deep breath and accepted the offer. He decided to face his fear head-on, to share his art with the world, imperfections and all. The day of the gallery opening arrived. Caleb stood nervously in the corner, watching as people admired his art. He expected criticism, rejection, but instead he received praise and admiration. People shared stories of how his art had touched them, how it had inspired them to express themselves and overcome their own fears. Caleb realised that his art was more than just colours and shapes. It was a message of hope and courage. From that day on, Caleb continued to create, to inspire, to share his art with the world. He learned that fear would always be a part of him, but it didn't have to control him. He could create alongside it, grow alongside it, and make a difference in the world. And as he looked back at the alleyway canvas where it had all started, Caleb knew that he had found his purpose. He was no longer the invisible artist hiding in the shadows. He was Caleb, the artist who painted with courage, who inspired with his heart, and who transformed the world, one brushstroke at a time. The city, once a source of anxiety, now felt like a canvas of endless possibilities. Caleb knew that as long as he had his brushes and the courage to face his fears, he could turn any alleyway into a masterpiece. And so Caleb continued his journey, one brushstroke at a time, transforming not just walls, but hearts,